What's going on, everyone? It's Gabe again from Steele Hyundai, and this is my walk around of the 2023 Hyundai Santa Cruz. The Santa Cruz is the most unique vehicle offered by Hyundai, or really anyone else. It is a sport adventure vehicle, kind of an SUV, kind of a pickup truck. It's got similar looks to the front end of a Tucson, but the back has a 4.5-foot bed. Don't think that just because this is a utility vehicle with the bed on the back means it's a Spartan interior. This is still fully loaded with tons of features. Starting as always with the driver's seat, you've got this gorgeous leather-wrapped steering wheel, which is heated all the way around. You've got your cruise control buttons on the right here, with your radar cruise control distance, your lane keeping assist, your speed controls and stuff like that. And then on the left here, you've got usual voice control, telephone, speaker volume, things of that nature. To the left of the wheel are the buttons for the brightness of the interior screens, the option to turn on and off all the dome lights, and the option to switch off your traction control. On the back of the wheel, you've noticed the paddles. This is because this truck SUV hybrid thing comes equipped with Hyundai's 8-speed dual clutch transmission, giving you fantastic torque and control, as well as fuel efficiency from having so many gears. Behind the wheel is your start-stop button, and these gorgeous textured dials on the stalks, left and right hand side. This one is for your wipers, and the one on the other side is for your lights. Turning on the truck, I'm just going to keep calling it a truck even though it's not entirely a truck, just for simplicity's sake. You've got your default dash, speedometer on the left, tachometer on the right, and then the usual Hyundai customizable menus in the middle with the fuel economy and temperature on the bottom. So pressing the button on the steering wheel that I showed you earlier, you can cycle through. Here's a compass, handy for when you're off-roading. Here's the gauge and displays that show the amount of power going to each wheel in the four-wheel drive system. Lane keeping assist and cruise control distance, and then just general info such as vehicle speed, drive info, how long you've driven since refueling, and the accumulated info of the vehicle. One more thing to note, do you notice anything missing? The dash doesn't have a shroud. If I raise this over the steering wheel, it's flush with the top. You might think that that would increase the glare, but actually it reduces it. It makes it really easy to see. This is a surprisingly bright sunny day for the time of year that it is, and there has not been a single issue of there being glare on this screen. Working our way to the center console, you got this big touch screen here. Buttons on the bottom for volume, switch between map, nav, radio, media, things like that. And then the climate control as well. And this button right here, this is the cool one. This is diffuse. And if you look at the dash here, you'll notice it has this paneling all the way across it. That's one giant vent. And it's continued to the driver's side as well, right in here. So when you press that, I'm going to turn it on. Instead of coming out of the normal side vents like you would see in most cars, you press diffuse. And instead of it being so focused, it's a gentle stream of air coming from everywhere. The entire front of the dash is now one giant air vent, gently blowing it instead of it being directed at a single area. Below the climate control, you've got your transmission and all your different drive modes and stuff here. I'll get into that in a second. Behind that, you've got heated steering wheel, heated front seats, and cooled front seats. So no matter what the weather is, your legs and rear end will thank you. And the little center cubby below the climate cluster, you've got your usual charger, USB/info for things like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a little cubby here, and then this slot, which is textured, it's actually a wireless phone charger. And you might notice it's stippled here. It will cool your phone as you charge it, which prolongs battery life and improves the charging efficiency. And this little light here lets you know when it's charging. And then you've got your standard 12 volt there. Now, like I said, I'm gonna get to this info. So this is your electronic parking brake, things of that nature. This button turns on your rear view camera and your bird's eye view. Press it again to turn it off. This button is your downhill control assist. This helps you keep your vehicle at a more steady speed range when you're descending. And then this is the usual drive and terrain option. So this is the toggle here. So if we move to the dash and I press it, we're in terrain, and I can cycle between snow, mud, which will turn on the downhill brake control, and sand, which will turn off the downhill brake control. This also controls things like the braking pressure, the shift timing of the transmission, things of that nature to give you the best control possible in those terrains. Press it again for drive, and then you got normal, smart, which gives it a blue tint, but then my favorite, sport, which makes it aggressive and red with a carbon fiber pattern on the back. Looking up, you can see you've got a sunroof, as well as a button for the towing. And that's because even though this is not exactly a full truck, it still has a 5,000 pound towing capacity. Working our way to the outside, you can see the styling is reminiscent of the Tucson, although slightly chunkier and more aggressive. You got the nice headlight integration into the grille and these big fog lights on the front. Working to the side, you can see you have this nice black plastic protection over the fender, and then these rock slider step bars along the bottom of the doors. Now, the part that everyone's going to be interested in, the bed. So it works a lot like, well, a normal bed. It comes with this sliding tonneau cover, so you just push up, and it can automatically reset. And there you go. And you just pull the button, and it's a soft lower. Cool thing about it too is you can actually adjust how far down the tailgate goes. So these just unhook further up, and then that allows you to adjust the angle of the tailgate. So if you have something wider that sits on the fender well back there, it can still fit flat. You've also got little storage compartments in either side. And if you open up this one, you see how big it is. And this one has a plug in it for things like an air compressor or power tool or anything of that nature. And then on top of that, you've got these adjustable tie downs for if you're tying anything down and towing it or hauling it, you can just adjust where it is on this rail here. Another good feature, really convenient, this little cutout for your foot on the side of the rear bumper makes it far easier if you're just placing something in the back, don't want to lower the tailgate, to get at it from any angle. The push button remote has plenty of features too. You can lock and unlock it, you can remote start it, and if you hold this button, lowers the tailgate for you. And don't think the back has been neglected just because of the bed. You still got a nice big 3-person back seat with 2 USB chargers in the middle, cup holders in the doors, and this gorgeous glossy black trim on the door card as well. Now, one of the benefits to getting the Santa Cruz over, say, a Tucson or a Santa Fe is if you have a full car of people and you also have something to carry with you, say you stopped off at IKEA, you wouldn't be able to bring both of those things with you. If you had something big in your SUV and you needed to fold down the rear seat to fit the thing you bought, you couldn't bring the kids with you or whoever you brought with. With this, you don't have to choose. You have just as much space in the bed as you would if you had folded down the rear seats, but you can still fit everyone in the back seat, giving you the versatility of a truck, but the size and practicality of an SUV. So going to expand a bit on this rear view camera and the bird's eye view. If you look here, you can actually show different settings. So this shows you a more in-depth look at what's behind the bed. This is your normal rear view look, and this is the look to either side and behind you. And the bird's eye view shows you everything around you as well. And going even further, when you turn on your turn signals, whichever side of the car you're signaling to, that blind side monitor turns on in that side of the screen. Expanding even further on safety, you might notice a little icon in the right-hand side of this mirror. That's Hyundai's pretty standard blind spot monitoring system, which will warn you if there's a car approaching in your blind spot, whether or not your signal is on, just to let you know that there's someone approaching and you might not see them. Like I said earlier, this car is loaded with safety features, such as the lane keeping assist, which will brake the inside wheels of your car if you stray out of your lane, and it will just pull the car back into the lane. It doesn't steer it, it just uses physics to pull it back. And then you've got radar guided cruise control. It won't follow the car in front of you in terms of if they turn right, you'll turn right. What it does is you set a distance to the car ahead of you, and it will maintain that distance. If they slow down, you slow down. If they speed up, you speed up. If they go faster than your cruise control, you just stay at the speed your cruise is. But if they're slower than your cruise control, you'll match their speed rather than go the speed you were going if it's quicker. Now, driving the Santa Cruz, it feels like driving a Tucson. You're not really conscious of the bed. It is not much bigger than a normal SUV. It's easy to drive. It's got the 2.5 liter turbocharged engine out of the Santa Fe, and it provides plenty of poke, but is still fuel efficient, especially with the 8-speed transmission that gets you great highway mileage, especially when you consider that this thing is, to all intents and purposes, a truck. Driving this thing around, it's easy. It's comfortable, it's quiet. The build quality is fantastic. This trim level is fantastically well equipped. This is the ultimate package, which means it has every bell and whistle you can possibly think of. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's got a 5,000 pound towing capacity, which means if you have a larger family and you need a camper that can comfortably sleep 4 people, it can tow it. And it doesn't mind doing so. This is a great option for someone who wants a small truck that is pretty capable, but wants something a bit left field, a bit different, unique. I think this is a fantastic option for anyone looking for something new. Overall, I think the Santa Cruz is a wonderful but unique vehicle. Ideal for someone who likes to get their hands dirty a little bit or needs something with a bit more space in the back, the practicality of a truck, but with the daily ease of use of an SUV. This has been my first time driving the Santa Cruz, and I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I've been left quite impressed. Well equipped, comfortable, quiet, easy to drive, easy to park, loaded with features. Genuinely keep forgetting I'm in a truck. But yeah, I encourage anyone to come and check it out. This exact car is available for sale right now at Steele Hyundai. So feel free to pop by, ask for me, and come check it out. Take it for a test drive, see what you think. This might be the perfect truck for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my walk around. See you next time.